Yo, what's up everybody, and welcome to this matchup between Energy Esports and Online Kingdom. Got an ESEA game this evening. My name is Hayes, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, tonight is going to be a solo cast. So, what that means, by definition, is I'm going to be attempting to bring this game to you guys all by my lonesome. So things like auto director and using the map are going to be really useful. So let's jump straight into it. Energy against Online Kingdom. I mean, it is a bit of a David against Goliath fixture. The undisputed best team of South Africa against one of the emerging MGOs. Definitely taking the country by storm. Got quite a lot of attention over the past couple of months, and as are the players, just like the organization emerging as well. Quite a few up-and-coming names here. Got the likes of Doru, Gully, Raid, Rouse, and Ninja, and these guys are capable of dealing some serious damage. I think they may have been part of the Severe lineup not too long ago. Stand to be corrected. Having a look at a couple of their past officials between VS as well as ESEA Mirage is definitely a map that they have played quite a lot. So that's probably one of the few things that they have got going for them this game. The only thing that counts as that is that Energy find this map to be a bit of a playground as well. When you get the likes of Flexi and Dom locking down that B bomb site, it is near impossible to break through. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if any changes have come through after bringing Mistim into the mix. And speaking of that, that is definitely one of the talking points of this game, as he's the new addition of Energy, replacing Takbok. And that was with their intention to push onto the international stage. So, I mean, they've got really high expectations of Mistim, clearly, and with good merits as well. This guy has shown a lot of potential in his previous team, specifically Sinister 5 was his main platform where he sort of created his name for himself. This guy's got a ton of potential. People are already talking about him potentially being the next Sonic, who everybody now knows as one of the best players from South Africa. But back in 2013-14, he was considered to be one of the dodgiest players in South African Counter-Strike. He went on LAN and replicated his performances to the T. Sort of just had about 100 people behind him with chopped draws. And ever since then, people really just gave credit where credit is due. And this is a good opportunity for Mistim to cement the same mentality in the doubters' minds. Now he's got the platform, Energy Esports. I mean, is there a better MGO in South Africa to be a part of? I don't think there is. So this is his time to shine, and hopefully he takes advantage of that. I mean, the guy's young. I think he's like 16 years old or something like that. So perfect time in his life to take advantage. I mean, normally when you hear these success stories of the professional players in Counter-Strike, they've been playing this game for a very long time. Some of them got introduced from family members, brothers, cousins, some of their dads even were very amateur gamers. But that's generally how it goes. I don't know, I'm pretty sure Mistim maybe has a family member who introduced him. Generally when people get involved so young, it's because of that. Speaking a lot about him, hopefully he lives up to the praise tonight. And I think it actually was the right move for Energy to make. I think Takbok was unlucky to get replaced, and they spoke a little bit about commitment issues. So it may not have been entirely about gameplay, because he was a really selfless player and he got a lot of the hard yards done. Somebody that you really want on your team when it comes to achieving the highest level of team play. Someone's got to do those jobs, and he was really good at it as well. And not only that, but he had flair. When the time came, he could clutch, pistol master. So as I said, a bit unlucky to get the boot, but Mistim is the superstar that they might need. He may be able to couple up with Flexi, and the two young guns of the team could really form quite a power duo. Along with the likes of Dom, of course, Black Poison and Cunny there in the back, just the experience. I mean, on the back of Mistim coming into the team, I think Dom is going to have to take a lot more responsibility as a player. He's going to have to contribute a lot. Tuckbook had a long history in esports, going back Call of Duty 4, may have even dabbled in Battlefield along the way. So he understands team dynamics. He knows how to deal with pressure situations and how to bring your team into or out of a situation where they're really struggling, where you find yourselves a couple of rounds down, maybe on a third map. He can give a couple of words of advice on how to deal with that pressure and that stress. So I think Dom is going to have to step up a little bit and try fulfill that role. Just to take a little bit of extra responsibility, even with the likes of Cannibalistic becoming the in-game leader. Definitely another one of the major talking points for Energy Esports. I mean, we know that he was the in-game leader, I think, for a period of time before Black Poison joined the team. I'm not 100% sure about that. I seem to remember something like that. And then they may have shifted it to Neff when he joined Energy. But he doesn't have too much experience in-game leading from what I know. At least not first-hand experience. He's been around a lot of quality in-game leaders, so he's definitely picked up on all the skills that are required, let alone having Black Poison in his team who can constantly nurture him and help him grow in the right direction. That was exactly how he put it forward, and I'm just wondering what sort of a beast this is going to release from Black Poison, because if he wants more room to play his own game style, that's pretty exciting for spectators, because this guy was a bit of a beast while he was doing the in-game leading as well. So for him to try and take a step back so he can improve his own gameplay is quite a statement. I mean, I can almost make an analogy to Simple, because he sort of has a similar mind state, or mentality rather, where he wanted to improve his own individual gameplay when he was already reaching the best player in the world. That wasn't enough for him. He knew that he was still capable of more, and that's what I think a person requires to be a star player. They really need that drive. It's not about what other people think about you. You need to have your own criteria and your own standards that you want to achieve. And as soon as you get comfortable as a player, I feel like you stop practicing as hard, you stop finding new things about the game, you stop making as much of an effort as you did previously. And I feel like Black Poison, he doesn't get complacent, he keeps on driving, and that's how you become the best. So let's see what that means for him now that he has relinquished the in-game leading responsibilities. Just a side note on that, I know that he was the in-game leader for Bravado for quite a period. He learned a ton about in-game leading when he was over in Europe, and he then, from his words, helped Elusive gain the knowledge that he has today to be an in-game leader, although Detrony is, or Detrony rather, if you're Anders. Although Detrony is now the in-game leader of Bravado, Elusive was for quite a while, and successfully so. And that's largely credit to Black Poison, at least so he tells me, and I can certainly believe that. So my point being that he is going to be capable of doing the same thing with Cannibalistic. He's done this before, helped somebody get through the ropes, and hopefully successfully going to do it again. I mean, I think Cannibalistic can offer a ton to the table when it comes to in-game leading. He's got a lot of experience in Counter-Strike. He's played this game for a really long time, and that's one of the major aspects that an in-game leader requires. Only thing perhaps is, I mean, I'm not sure how much opportunity he's had in a leadership position, not specifically pertaining to Counter-Strike or esports, but just a leadership position. Anyway, as I'm speaking, everybody's abandoning the server, so I'm going to try and figure out what's going on. And by the nature of solo casting and my horrible ability of multitasking, means I'm probably going to go quiet for a bit, because I can't read and cast at the same time. That would be mental. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be using a new server. I'm going to get the IP shortly, and I will then connect across. Let's just jump back to that screen, and yeah, just wait patiently. So in the meantime, let's just carry on chatting. I mean, this is really the bread and butter of casting. And when you're by yourself, it just becomes even more difficult. So if you want, this is your opportunity to go make a quick cup of coffee or whatever it may be, because we may be 5 minutes or longer or shorter. Really, that's the funnest part, is you really have no clue. So until then, let's just enjoy the sound of silence. For some reason, my music's not working. Really frustrated about that. I got my friend Jono, who's an aspiring DJ, studying sound engineering at the moment. He's produced some really fire tracks for me, and I was really excited to play them tonight. Got the playlist all set up, and I'm playing them, and it's just not coming through on the stream. So I'm gonna have to check out what's going on there and make sure that that's all set, because it would be really helpful in times like these. I mean, I can kind of beatbox, but it's probably going to do a lot more harm than good, so I'll avoid that for now. Alrighty, so connecting to the new server, hopefully. Got a new IP here. Sounds like there's a lot more action going on. There we go. Found everybody once again. Let's jump back to the game. And for anybody who's joining now, we've got an ESEA match, best of one, between Energy Esports and OnlineKingdom. As I said before, it's a bit of an underdog affair here for OnlineKingdom, and by a bit of, I mean a massive underdog affair. Going up against the best team in South Africa currently. Certainly going to be a mammoth of a task to try and challenge them. They've got their sights set on Rush, and they are certainly going to be the favorites for that event, especially with this week-long bootcamp that they've got coming up in the Nexus, Johannesburg at the moment. That must be a pretty scary prospect for most teams, considering that they've already been on fire, and they're going to be refining themselves the next week even more. So this ESEA match is a good opportunity for them to just work on whatever they may have practiced today. Probably wouldn't have got that much done today. I know that all the guys were traveling, so maybe just get the setup going, get a bit of bonding, and get the grind really going from tomorrow. So I'm sure tonight's going to be a little bit more standard from what we see out of them. They might just try a couple of different, maybe a few pistol strats, or maybe a different exec here or there, but really should be standard stuff from what we've seen. And it looks like we're going to be going live. So without further ado, welcome everybody. This is my new YouTube channel, and if you could do me a massive favor, that would be to subscribe, because once I've hit 100 subscribers, I can actually create my own custom URL for streaming, and it won't just be a massive cluster of characters which have no description whatsoever. So that would be a great favor. I'd really appreciate that. And as you guys saw there, Energy Esports pick up the knife round, so they get the choice of sides, and they do go with the favored CT. So heading into the game now, the first pistol round of the match, and it's going to be up to OnlineKingdom to start on the right note here. Ah man, let's see what they bring out of the what did they bring out of the bag? They've got 2 smokes, 4 flashes. Great. I'm really happy to see that. Any team that buys equipment on less than 2 players on T side, I feel like might be making a bit of a tactical mistake. With the one-tap potential of the USPs, It is a dangerous affair, and we see Domster gets boosted up into apps. This is his bread and butter, but Doru has no problem putting him to bed. So we're going to see Flexi, the next point of contention. He lands the one tap with the P2000 a second, looking for a third. Eventually running out of bullets, that extra shot not coming to fruition for him. Black Poison does respond with the flank from Catwalk, and now he is looking to stop them from putting the bomb down. It is going to go down nonetheless, at least, which means they're going to have a bit of extra cash going into the next buy round, or they'll be able to buy a bit sooner. Black Poison tapping away a raid, and pretty much a matter of time now, unless Doru can pull a bit of fireworks out of the hatch out. Not to be, though. Cannibalistic taps him down. Oh, excuse me, it was actually Rose, or Rouse, who was the remaining player. So, Energy picking up the first round, and that does not put OK in the best of stead. Of course, they got the bomb down, as I said, so they're going to be able to buy in the next round, which certainly advantageous for them. Energy 3 M4s, that's quite interesting. I suppose that that's a tactic coming out, that because OnlineKingdom got the bomb down, they're not wasting time with the SMGs, because what generally happens is it's a wipe round for the CTs this round, where they absolutely destroy the terrorists. They keep all their guns going into the next round, and they have a bunch of SMGs up against AKs, and that's a great opportunity for the terrorists to get back into the game. So as I say that, though, one of the M4s has been taken down. Cannibalistic, though, taking down 2 players, as he does from Connector. And that opens up middle. Domster chiming in with one on the MP9. But someone's going to have to save that M4A4. Shout out to James, Nuno, whoever else is watching that is familiar with me. My boys, my mates. Good to have you guys around. Ninja, trying to just get a bit of damage done here to the economy of Energy, perhaps force them to rebuy a weapon, even some equipment. I'm not much of a fan of an aggressive round on these types of little to no investments from the terrorists. I think you can get a lot more done if you wait longer into the round and draw out the time, because then what tends to happen is the counter-terrorists expend their equipment, which they may not have needed to do, which forces them to rebuy it going into the next round. So, something that they can definitely look back on going forward. 5 AKs across the board here, and a bit of a default to kick things off. You can see some mid-control coming out here from the Energy Esports boys. A good flash, missed him, going to be leading the charge. He actually is going to spot the bomb there, so that's a great indication that there should be players around. And with his teammate, Domster, they are holding some really good angles here. Domster's got the view onto TV room, missed him watching that door like a hawk. He's got an incendiary grenade as well, so I mean, that could not work out well for ours. OnlineKingdom just looking for some aggression coming out here, and that's going to be the flash, and missed him perfectly positioned to take down one. He gets the dink onto Gully as well, which means Domster should be able to finish him off, and he does. And that is a massive spanner in the works for OnlineKingdom, because what that means is they've got no middle control. The remaining 3 players are fairly split up as well. They're trying to regroup. The bomb is in Dom's line of vision, should he choose to look towards his right. So every now and again he can have a peek there and just force a bit of extra pressure. I mean, only 45 seconds left on the clock, and the terrorists have got no map control to work with. Really frustrating, and they're even still looking for a pick at this point. And this is what playing against a team like Energy actually does to you. You just have fear struck through you. You can see how slowly they're playing, walking in T apps at the moment. Eventually they start making their forward, and it's actually going to be the aggressive hit on B. Flexi not really quick to respond here, as he was a little bit passive there. Hits himself a dink on 1. Eventually he does finish off the kill. He's going to get taken down though, but Black Poison has enough time to respond. Not enough time to get both kills though, so Raid has actually found himself in a position now where he may actually be able to win the round. Has a smoke to work with as well, and that is really essential in a 1v2, but unfortunately he doesn't expect Domster to be coming from apps, and that means that he's going to get caught off guard. So the 1 versus 2 doesn't go in his favor. Energy Esports pick up the first buy round, and once again putting more pressure on OnlineKingdom. I mean, when you're a heavy underdog in a game and you want to stand a chance at picking up the upset, it's really important that you start well. And you maybe start making your opponents doubt their decisions a little bit. As soon as Energy begin to get comfortable, That's going to spell trouble for OnlineKingdom. You can see Domster missing the CZ shot on the vent. How frustrating is that? A gun that only has 24 bullets. So, I mean, I don't even take the CZ shot when I'm running to B for mid. Pretty selfish, but yeah. Anyway, we see them going towards middle here once again. 4 Deeg, CZ 75, and a bit of damage getting dealt there from Black Poison. Again, OnlineKingdom opting for mid presence on their eco round here. They've got a single HE grenade on raid, and if they boosted somebody there, that may have been an opportunity for some chaos, but unfortunately the timing doesn't work out for them. Black Poison just keeping them at bay with the double flash. How long is he able to keep his discipline for, though? Because sometimes tends to get a little bit angsty for kills. Not Black Poison, anybody in this position when you know you're playing against the eco round. And you get a sniff of a couple of players, as we see Cannibalistic there, but he has no trouble dropping in. Domster from Catwalk offering great support as well, and it's actually just all of the players chiming in, covering middle. Ninja, the only player remaining, his presence has now been made known as well. So just a matter of time until he gets taken down, as we see Black Poison closing out the round. So not looking great for OnlineKingdom in these opening rounds. Of course, they are on the unfavored side. It's terrorist half. Got another buy round coming through here, but this is an important one, because if they go down here without getting a plant, looking down the barrel of a 6-0 start. Elite Pro making an appearance as well. That's pretty cool. Quite surprised. I'm looking at getting your guys' game on Wednesday. Can't remember exactly who it's against, but I saw that that would be quite a good one, so that would be potential. And Cannibalistic once again, gonna look for a little bit of information towards top mid. Does spot out Gully, they exchange fire. Cannibalistic coming out the better of the two by 6 points of health. Black Poison with the presence still towards the top. He lands a shot through the box onto Doru, bringing him down to 41. So if they manage to get an HE grenade towards the top of middle, that's gonna do a lot of damage. Ninja tasked with trying to take control of ramp. You can see the bomb coming up from behind there, and 3 players are going to be coming through connector, so a bit of an A split coming through from the terrorists here, and Energy are really well equipped to deal with this. Black Poison, especially after he takes down the mid player, and a second one. Rouse tries to trade that out. Oh my god, Doru not even going to be able to get any damage done, and all 3 players, that is a couple of limbs being removed from the OnlineKingdom attack, and before it even gets any traction, it's already been halted in its tracks. No bomb going down, 5 players being kept alive for Energy. Oh man, nothing really going in favor of OnlineKingdom at this point. As I said, losing that round without getting the bomb down, gonna have to have another eco here. Oh, man, I mean, how do you even win this game as OnlineKingdom? It's a really tough ask. It's not really even like a template. It's a tough deal, man. I think you just got to try and stick to your own guns. You can't get frustrated. You know, you have to go in without expectations. That's really important, because as soon as things start going against you, not your way, that's going to lead to even more frustration, which you absolutely cannot afford in these types of scenarios. So another eco round for them here, and a lot more passive from them. The B side has been their most successful, in the sense that they've actually managed to get onto the bomb site successfully and begin planting the bomb. So you can see them gathering up there once again. Domster actually spotting one and catching that frag as well. Going to get a second bite towards Doru, and has no problem cleaning up there again. Very individual from OnlineKingdom at the moment, waiting for each player to try and get something done, and as soon as one guy makes his way forward, he loses his life. Rouse eventually does find a frag onto Dom, but that's all it's going to be. Apologies for the trash observing, guys. As I said earlier, my multitasking is really bad, so trying to commentate and observe at the same time, which a lot of people can do successfully, I seem to be pretty bad at. So I've got auto director working, and for the most part I'll try and pick up if it's being really bad, but yeah, let's go with that for now. I like this coming out from OnlineKingdom. They've tried to go for the defaults, they've tried to take time, and now just going for the straight up A execute. Well read here from Energy. You can see they've got some early presence towards ramp. Mistim going to be pop flashing through for Cannibalistic. He catches them out the stack, and he's able to pick up both of them. Oh my god, what a flash from Mistim. Perfect opportunity for Canny to pick up the double, and absolutely hindering that A execute, because that A execute requires 3 smokes. and all three of them need to come from ramp. So the fact that one of the guys is in Palace has already messed up that plan. And you can see they have now rotated towards middle, and they're trying to find some form of entry. Just give themselves something to work with. I mean, they're expecting Energy to be pushing or aggressive, looking for information, even for frags, but it's just not happening. Energy are incredibly well disciplined, and this is, well, I mean, this is exactly how they're going to have to be if they want to take their gameplay to the international standard, which has been the whispers and murmurs of the community, is that Energy are going to be following in Bravado's footsteps and also having a crack at being successful outside of African borders. How exciting is that? I mean, a second team from South Africa potentially going overseas. I mean, that is beautiful. Vista, speaking of beautiful, unfortunately not able to land some shots there, which means Black Poison is going to be the next man to try and lock down this A-bomb site. A couple missed smokes means they have to use 2 towards jungle. Black Poison able to just peer over the top. Unfortunately for him, missing his shot. So 3 versus 3 situation with the bomb down here. The terrorists have got something to work with. Black Poison just missing the pixel there as Raid got around the wall. So the retake coming through now for the CTs, and Black Poison actually going to get caught up by Ninja. He repeaks as well, taking on Flexi. All of a sudden it's Domster, the clutch master, down in the 1 versus 2. He goes for the AK-47. He's going to try flash himself over. He's got the kit to work with as well. He does know exactly where the AWP is, but surely he does not expect Raid to be so close, or Rouse rather, and he does not. So he gets taken down, and OnlineKingdom actually find themselves the first round. So that's promising, especially considering how behind they were in that round. I mean, they lost the first 2 frags. They managed to trade it out, but they had no map control to work with. Mistim perhaps getting a little bit over-aggressive there towards ramp. He was in no opportunity for his teammates to trade him out there, and that led to the A side getting in control of OnlineKingdom. So maybe in that situation, he should play a little bit more passively. Regardless, Energy up 6-1, a ton of economy to work with as well. So that's not going to be hindering them, but what is going to be hindering them is that early pick from Raid. He had a good spawn, and he managed to take down Black Poison, who went for the auto sniper. So actually, looks like Black Poison pushed middle. I missed that completely while I was rambling on. Just again, how bad I am at multitasking. Anyway, this is mid control for OnlineKingdom, which is not something that they've had the pleasure of maintaining much this. As you can see, Rouse has managed to make his way all the way up through connector at the top here. And this is a great position to get in early on the round. What it really means is once your teammates potentially take attention towards ramp or palace, he may be able to sneak through and find a trade fag. But as soon as that molly comes out from Cannibalistic, he's forced to use a smoke to extinguish that. So that gives up his positioning and a waste of his smoke. But Energy have no idea where the hit's coming in. You can see Domster, he's been brought down to 9 HP. He's able to get 1, but that's not going to be nearly enough. At least for Energy, he does get a little bit more damage down onto Gully, but that doesn't mean much as he still comes through with the frag. Eventually he does get taken down, but the bomb's still going to go down here for OnlineKingdom. And once again, an attempt at a retake here from Energy. 2 versus 3, not in their favor. This is a good opportunity for OnlineKingdom to get a couple back of their own. Now, might put the economy of Energy in a bit of turmoil. Connie now spotting one player towards Broken. Certainly would be aware of one guy towards Apps. Raid though, still somehow getting the better of him. Missed him, not able to cover that quick enough. And now he does have the knowing of where the remaining player is. Ninja certainly shouldn't be peeking this. He gives Mistim something to work with. Why, oh why would you challenge that? Only 5 seconds left on the clock means Mistim absolutely has to stick this, and he does. Ninja making no mistake at the end there, but you don't want to give somebody like Mistim an opportunity to have a crack at your head. Next time, rather just hide behind the wall there. Especially when you are going up against a team like Energy, you want to give them absolutely nothing to work with. So, getting back into the game here, very aggressive hit from OnlineKingdom. You can see them pushing straight into the A-bomb site. They could smell the economy was low on Energy, and they've absolutely blasted the doors open as they've got full control of the bomb site. Again, Energy find themselves in a retake situation, so This is going to be a bit frustrating for them as Flexi able to find a frag through the smoke. Domster picks up one of his own. Now they've got the one-man advantage. Ninja is going to be tasked to get the hard yards done here once again as he does find one player pushing through the smoke. He might not expect Black Poison to be so close though. Black Poison trying to work his way through the smoke. They've got one kid to work with on Domster. Of course, Black Poison knows there must be a player here in Connector, but that does not mean he's going to get the frag. Dom does take down the guy in Palace. Oh, he lands the dink or a couple of shots onto Ninja as well, but it's not enough. Ninja again closing out the round. This guy has been absolutely instrumental with the AWP, finding early picks, maintaining the post plant, and he's going to have to get a lot more done this game if he wants to take the W. So, Energy, unfamiliar territory for them this game. They're going to be ecoing. Considering they were 6-0 up, OnlineKingdom will be really happy with this position they find themselves in, but their economy is in the dumps at the moment, so if Energy can even go on to pick up 2 or 3 frags, that's going to mean they're not going to have a full economy to work with going into the next round. You can see a couple of Mac 10s there on Doru and Gully respectively, as they try and just build up that lack of economy a little bit. Of course, a frag with the SMG results in $600 as opposed to the standard 300 for a rifle, 100 for CZ and an AWP, 900 for a shotgun, 300 for a P90, I think. I don't even know how much you get for a P90, and I'm proud of that because, well, for obvious reasons. I don't have to explain. OnlineKingdom just poking and prodding around the map at this point, trying to get something done. Doru needs to be careful here because he's going up against a very capable deagler in Flexi, who's really just toying with him at this point. OnlineKingdom not committing to anything, and Mistim is going to be heard very easily by the player at T-Ramp there who was Raid, so they still decide to commit to the B-bomb site here. Black Poison's going to be able to get one with the 5-7. Flexi comes in and supports him with the Deagle frag, and that's going to throw a massive span in the works here. OnlineKingdom are going to try and go through lowers and try and make a hit on this A-bomb side. They've got absolutely 0 seconds to work with here in terms of clearing out the side. Rouse does spot out Mistim towards underneath Palace, and that is a really important frag as he was the one man that would have been able to shut this down. Cunny Ballistic takes an opportunity to try and get down the planter. It doesn't work out for him. Black Poison with the Mac 10. The aim punch is going to lead to his downfall. Flexi, he could potentially do this. I mean, 2 players on very low HP here for OnlineKingdom. Ninja, though, certainly not going to have any trouble taking him down with the AWP. So, as I said, Energy did pick up 2 frags with their pistols, which means OnlineKingdom are going to have to buy up a couple more rifles. At least they do save the AWP and the AK. Mac 10s go to ground, and they're actually going to commit to the Mac 10s again. Are they expecting Energy to double eco here? That's the only logical reason I could expect them to do that, because there were players who could easily have dropped for them, dropped AKs that is. And you don't want to be taking Mac 10s up against M4A4s. That is not a favorable duel. So let's see how this works out for them. Going up through Connector here. They actually managed to get themselves an early presence onto the A-bomb site here, though Black Poison does take one of them down. Doru answers with the trade frag, and he's gotten himself into snipers. Really powerful position for the terrorists, because you're able to cut off one of the main points of rotation for the CTs between the A and the B bomb site. So this forces them now to go through CT, and even then he's going to be hearing the footsteps, so the information will be there. OnlineKingdom not afraid to run down the clock here. There's still plenty of time to work with, and they're slowly making their way towards this B-bomb site. Once again, Carney Ballistic, though, is going to find Doru. I'm not sure where that came from, actually. Oh, he was all the way under Palace. Wow, that is surprising. Doru just getting a little bit antsy in the pantsy there, and it costs him his life. So, OnlineKingdom, all 3 players grouped up here in B apps, going to be looking for an execute. Dom is the first responder. Flex is not too far away to be the support man either, but if OnlineKingdom can find this frag immediately, they will be able to secure control of the site. You can see Ninja now watching towards Catwalk. He's covering Flexi's angle. Dom, though, holds a good angle over the boxes, takes the first frag. Flexi chimes in with one of his own, and the B-bomb site is absolutely on lockdown, as they have no trouble shutting down that attack. So That's a little bit unfortunate with the decision making there from OnlineKingdom, going for those Mac 10s, really misreading the economy of energy. Welcome everybody once again to this ESEA game between Energy and OnlineKingdom. I'm Hayes, and this is my new YouTube channel that I'm going to be streaming and casting games from quite regularly. So if you could do me a huge favor, it would be to subscribe, because at 100 subscribers I get to create a custom URL for my stream, and it's not a cluster of characters which have no relativity whatsoever. So that would be great, guys. I'd really appreciate that. First pick going the way of Energy. Of course, this is an eco round from OnlineKingdom. Cleanup crew on Isle Mirage, as really just a matter of formality at this point, as Energy take down two guys. Gully not looking too healthy at this point. They've got the Deegs though, so the one tap potential is there. It's always important to get some work done on these eco rounds. Sometimes you see teams just committing themselves to death, just trying to get the round over and done with, try and get the next buy round up, but certainly that's not going to be leading to a successful Counter-Strike team, as Raid is the only man remaining. At this point, not going to have many expectations, as I said. Just try and find a kill, force a rebuy on one of the rifles. You can see that the economy is pretty shoddy for Energy, only a couple of players above $1,000, so they're going to have to work on that to try and close out this half, build a bit of a bank. You don't want to be in that situation as the CTs where if you lose a round you have to eco. That just creates a great opportunity for the Ts to claw their way back in the game. So you can see that the discipline here, that's exactly what they're instilling as Black Poison takes down Raid. And I mean, speaking of the discipline, that is the core of success in a team discipline. And you could see how Robbie absolutely instilled that in Bravado when he came back across. That's sheer discipline was one of the first times we had ever seen South African Counter-Strike adapting that gameplay or that game style. As we see Cannibalistic having a bit of a presence towards ramp here. Now, OnlineKingdom have been flashing this before they've been pushing here. Let's see if they do the same. Mr. P does the flash from Cunny once again, and the same result. Ninja's going to get taken down. He does a deep smoke again, or rather after that, and he's looking for a bit more. If anybody does have disciplinary flaws, and there aren't many of these flaws for Kani, this guy does tend to get a little bit trigger happy sometimes. He smells blood, he takes blood. So you can see him backing off now for the back of that smoke. He actually doesn't overcommit at all in that scenario. He doesn't continue to swing wide and look at the edge of the smoke, so that's perfectly fine from him in that instance. I just mean generally sometimes I see him getting a bit extravagant. Nice molly there to force him out of sandwich, so that's going to be a frag for the terrorists. And they're going to need a couple more where that came from. There aren't going to be any, so that kind of sucks for them, as they're going to be ecoing once again. I mean, they got the bomb down a whole 2 times so far. They picked up a couple on the trot, but not able to build anything off the back of that, so a bit frustrating for them. Once again, as I said, the eco round, and if anybody missed what I said earlier, something that teams miss out on really frequently in these eco rounds is the opportunity to bleed equipment from the counter-terrorists. And what I mean by that is, at the start of the round, you go post yourselves at top of mid, back of ramp, deep in palace. You take no fights or contests whatsoever. What that means is the counter-terrorists will be throwing mollies and smokes, potentially some HEs and flashes as well, to just try and give themselves some cover or flush out positions, whatever the case may be. And what that means is that the CTs will have to rebuy it in the next round and expend a bit of economy. So even if you don't get any kills, you still force the counter-terrorists to hemorrhage a little bit of their money. So that's a good tip for any aspiring teams out there. Take it slow on your eco rounds. That's the moral of the story. Looks like it's going to be another A execute coming out here from OnlineKingdom, and this is where they found their success in the first round that they won. Not that it was due to the A execute, more just finding a couple of picks, but they do get the full execute out this time. 4 players coming through ramp, 1 guy coming through Palace. It's going to be up to Mistum along with Black Poison and Kani to try and lock this down. Kani on the hard flank there. Mistum up close. He's going to be able to land a dink, but that's all it's going to be for now. Flexi able to trade that out. Got Black Poison, got a great angle through the edge of the smoke there, able to take down Gully, and that's going to mean that the retake is that much easier. Here comes the flank. The flank from Kani Ballistic is only good for 1. He would have expected him to get a couple more there. Ninja with a nice flash and peek to get Black Poison as well, and he's holding a good angle onto Flexi here. Potential, or rather Domster towards CT. These guys are going to get a bit of a move on. It's a great cross coming out from the remaining terrorists. Raid is able to take down Dom. I mean, Flexi, man, there's so much going on at the moment. Domster with a very powerful HE grenade. Raid has called his bluff, and now Domster's going to be going for the hold. I don't think there's enough time here. Okay, there certainly is not, unfortunately, for Domster. Wow, okay. I mean, trying to keep track of the minimap while casting the action is impossible. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at that. I'm gonna have to work on it. Generally, I cast with somebody else. Almost always they're streaming, which means I'm not in control of the camera. So, got more responsibility, man. You can't blame me. Regardless, 10-5 is the score here. Not an abomination of a half from OnlineKingdom. It does give them something to work with. Even if they lose the first buy round, the comeback would be on the cards. So, they wouldn't want to be put in that position though. And what would stop them from that is picking up the pistol round. And have a look at what they go for here. They got 1 player towards A who is playing retake. In fact, they do actually get Ninja through jungle. Alright, so they got the mid presence potentially from Doru, who may go to connector. This is a really weird strat, guys. What are you doing? Because the B-bomb site is nearly impossible to retake. They don't have anybody immediately there, and Energy are going to be barreling out. In fact, they've got the bomb down already, and they've got themselves almost a frag before the, or rather, the bomb down before they even get a frag, which very unfamiliar when hitting on the B-bomb site. And Mistum takes down Ninja as well. He's not going to be stopping there. Doru actually lands a really nice flick there, but it's not going to mean much besides a couple style points as he does get traded out. So, Energy Esports picking up that pistol round with absolute ease. I feel like they go B really frequently on Mirage, so anybody who's playing against Energy on Mirage, stack the B-bomb site. And I'm not just saying that because they did that now. I've had the pleasure of casting a lot of their Mirage games, and it's something they tend to do quite frequently. Of course, they've got the bootcamp coming up, so tons of potential for them to play with that and change it, but a B stack's always a good idea for the CTs on pistol round. As I said, that how difficult it is to retake, the A site is a lot easier to retake, so rather commit 1 player to A and 3 or 4 guys to B, maybe 1 guy towards middle. Either way, something they're going to have to look at. Ninja, as you can see, has maintained his full economy at the end of that round, just sticking to the USP, and he's actually going to be able to find a frag with it on the back of that flash. I think Mistum was a little bit flashed himself from Cunny Ballistic there, so first frag goes the way of OnlineKingdom. They've got a full force coming out from the other 4 players, so that means pistols and armor. And Energy looked like they just want to make the contact play here happen on the A-bomb site. They've got 3 rifles and the scouts. So, I mean, no SMGs to really lead the charge, and some really important weaponry for them to try and maintain. Domster, though, picks up the frag onto Doru, so they're making fairly light work of it at the moment. Does take 1 step further, going into CT, taking off Raid's head. Nice little sidestep there from him. And you can bet your top dollar that the CTs are going to be saving these weapons. AK-47 would be great for them to take into the next round, as well as this Desert Eagle and armor. And he's, alright, never mind, he's got head armor already. Something that's always important to consider is when you have 100 body armor, it only costs $350 to upgrade to head armor. Really frustrating when you play the pistol round and you maybe tank 1 shot and you go down to something like 93 armor, and it now costs $1,000 to get head armor. That's something I don't really understand about this game. I think that's definitely something that they could consider. CSGO dev potentially making that, I don't know, like a variable amount. Sort of just works off the amount of armor that you've lost. Would depend on how expensive the head armor is going to be. That makes sense in my mind. another full eco coming at you from Online Kingdom. Of course, they've got a couple weapons they saved from the round before. 3 rifles, MAC-10 Scout to work with for energy, so all the weaponry in the world, all the equipment in the world as well. Again, just one of those rounds that's more of a formality than anything else, especially with the context of this game. But it's all about that next round, all about that buy round. Of course, that's where the game sort of lives and dies for Online Kingdom, or has another breath or dies, because if they win that round, it certainly doesn't mean they're going to get a win. Gully able to get the better of Black Poison there with the USP up close against the Scouts, although that is going to prompt the remaining guys to make a hit onto the B-bomb sites, and after Mistim finds one pick, it's going to mean that it is in their complete control. So, Energy Esports get the bomb down, extra little boost to their economy. Ninja is going to be saving this AK once again. Unfortunately, only shot 5 bullets that round. They did commit to a bit of an A stack there. It doesn't work out for them. I guess the A stack makes sense when you're ecoing, because what it means is that
Terrorists win. Connected. Channel switched.
Testing, testing. There we go. It's back. Wow. I'm not sure if anybody is still with me, but I lost my sound at the end there towards the end of the game. The last couple of rounds, I unplugged my headset by accident, and I hadn't. Once I plugged it back in, OBS didn't register it until I actually restarted. So apologies about that. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more ESEA games and potentially some VS games as well. So for anybody who enjoyed the cast tonight, go follow me on social media to keep track of when I'll be doing some more games. Please subscribe to me on my new YouTube channel. Once I get to 100 subscribers, I'll be able to create a custom URL for my streaming. That would be really cool. I'd really appreciate that, guys. Once again, sorry about the mic issues towards the end there. Definitely the first and last time. Anybody got any feedback, or I mean, even if you just love to chat, hit me up. I might be streaming a bit later, just a couple of games or something like that. We'll be seeing. But regardless, I hope everybody has a great rest of their evening, and I'll definitely be seeing you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, keep well. Cheers.